Okay, it's 5 minutes past 1 o'clock. We're coming out of recess, and we will be hearing the land use items as we speak. Do you need to find out who's here?
Yep. Commissioner Thayer.
Here.
Commissioner Pettit.
Here.
Commissioner Richardson. Richardson?
Okay. I think the first one on our agenda is the Arrowhead Trail Major Variance. Would you like to make a presentation to us?
I'll make a motion. We open the hearing on Arrowhead Trail Major Variance VA-21-0018.
Second. May I have a vote?
Yeah, aye.
Aye. Okay, one of the things, and I think that our planning people have talked to some of the people that are here. There's only 2 commissioners here today. And one of the things by our rules of order is that it takes 2 positive votes to pass anything. So if we should end up with a split vote, that will be the equivalent to a no. So each one of you that comes to us and wants, when your turn comes, you're going to be asked, do you want to continue this to a time certain, or do you want us to proceed with the application? And again, I'm not suggesting what you do. This is just a fairness comment so that we make sure that each person is not surprised by the process.
Thank you for that, Grant. I'm going to go ahead and ask Shelley and Nate, the representatives for Arrowhead Trail, if they'd like to proceed for today. No, they're going to go ahead and request a continuance, and we'll request the next BOA hearing, which would be 2 weeks from now, on May 12th.
I'll make a motion. We continue it till May 12th at 1 p.m.
I'll second that motion. And just as a comment, I assume you're doing this just because you look at it as a safety precaution. And because there's no obligation for you to ask for the continuance. If you want us to hear it, we will. But I understand that if I were in your situation, that would be something I would consider. So we've made the motion to continue this to the next meeting, and I'm going to take the vote now. So that may I have a vote, please?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, I'll make a motion that we close Arrowhead Trail Major Variance VA-21-0018.
Second. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. You can make.
I'm a resident of Arrowhead Trail for 30 years. Do we have any say in this? Comments need to be made at the podium?
Yes, you have to.
Is it okay to say it?
Oh, yeah, you can, the public comment's fine.
Is it okay to move on this? Okay.
You need to state your name and your
Yes,
address.
I will.
Okay.
And Jennifer, do you mind if I just read my email? That way it would shorten it, because it'll just say everything I need to say. Okay. My name is Gary O'Leary, and I'm at 6480 Arrowhead Trail.
Commissioner Thayer, should we be hearing public comment on something we've continued?
Probably not. Probably not. We have got your email, and I've got it in my packet.
Okay. So
we've elected, pursuant to the applicant's request, we have agreed to continue this meeting, this hearing, until the next meeting, which is 2 weeks from now.
May 12th. Okay.
And Gary, you're welcome to come back at that time.
Okay. Sorry, I was just a little confused about what the process was.
Yeah, and part of the reason why we only have 2 of us here is there was an illness. So,
Okay. But just a question as a resident. Is the person that's building the house the only person that makes the decision on continuance and all that? Is anybody that actually has been out there for 30 years have a say in, what's happening? Because,
Well, what we would prefer, if you will agree, is that you can make your comments when this application is heard.
okay, then thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. The next application is the Horner Major Variance.
I'll make a motion, we open the Horner Major Variance VA-21-0014.
Second, may I have a vote? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm going to offer the same opportunity for the record. The representatives for the Horner Major Variance are Jim and Tammy Horner. Would you like to proceed today or continue to a date certain? Okay, we'll go ahead and proceed then today. Thank you all for joining us. We're talking about the Horner Major Variance, case number VA-21-0014. The request is for a major variance to the front setback requirements, which are platted setbacks of 100 feet from the front and 25 feet from the sides and rear. The requested setback is 55 feet from the front and the standard 25 from the sides and rear. Our pertinent data, Jim and Tammy Horner are the landowners. The original application was from Jim Horner. Their lot is 5 acres located at 2396 Elkhorn Street in Parker. They did their pre-application meeting on September 24th of 2020. They submitted the formal application on January 26th of 2021. The referral process ran from February 4th to February 25th of 2021. And we're here today at the Board of Adjustments on April 28th, 2021. So this is the Elkhorn Ranch subdivision, and that is typically RA1 zoning. And if you look at our aerial map on the right, we're right here in the center, adjacent to a large open space to the southeast. So our existing conditions, it's a 5-acre parcel identified as Lot 92 within Elkhorn Ranch. The rear of the property slopes significantly and is designated as an open space or no build zone in the development of Elkhorn Ranch. And that leaves the front of the lot roughly level and containing approximately 0.6 acres. So if you look at the image to the top right there, you can see that distinct grade drop-off. We do have a little bit of floodplain in the area in the far southeast corner or along the property line. And there's a narrow strip of riverine wetland running east-west through the open space on the lot. So it is below that significant grade change. There are no trees to speak of. It is mostly grassland. So along the bottom, we see the riverine area along with our steep hillside, and that last image is from the kind of southwest property line looking up onto the hillside. So as I mentioned, the lot lines, the no-build zones were established during the development of Elkhorn Ranch. Elkhorn Ranch is known for drawing their lot lines all the way to the center line of the road, which means that setbacks are pulled from a different location than is standard on an RA1 lot. So in this drawing, you can see the additional 30 feet, which is half of the road right-of-way, that we're actually losing in that setback measurement. They did notice of public hearing. Their mailings went to property owners within 1,320 feet of the property boundaries on April 12th of this year. Their sign was posted adjacent to Elkhorn Street on April 10th of this year, and newspaper notification was published in the Elbert County News on April 1st. What they'd like to do is maximize that 0.6 acres that is relatively flat at the top of the hill above the open space. And the goal is to build a large-ish residence, have the opportunity to, in the future, also build an outbuilding of some sort. In an effort to plan for that, they need to be able to site their residence in such a way that they have space for the new outbuilding, which will abide by traditional regulated setbacks of 125 feet, respectively, and then make a space for the septic system as well. So this is roughly what they're planning for their house. They are going to have a walkout, which means they are extending all the way to that significant slope. And then the 55-foot setback would be pulled from the edge of road right-of-way to the corner of the house. So 100 feet would be from where that property line is called out in the middle of Elkhorn Street. This is approved by the HOA. They have gotten written permission, as you see here in the right-hand corner. But as part of our referral process, in addition to that approval, we sent it to Public Health, the Assessor's Office, Building Department, and Road and Bridge as part of Elbert County. We also sent it to Rattlesnake Fire, IREA, and the Kiowa Conservation District. We had responses from Road and Bridge, Public Health, and IREA, none of which had objections. IREA was notified a second time when we realized that we were up against a major variance as opposed to a minor variance. They reiterated that there is no objection to a 55-foot setback, and it will not interfere with the 10-foot utility easement. So our variance criteria are in Article 3J7 of the Elbert County zoning regulations, and are listed as A through E for all variance requests. A, by reason of exceptional narrowness, shallowness, or shape of a specific piece of property, topographic conditions, or other extraordinary and exceptional situation or condition of the piece of property, the strict application of the regulation would result in peculiar and undue practical difficulties or peculiar and unnecessary hardship on the owner of the property. Our opinion is that the lot in question is constrained by a significant slope that begins just west of the no-build zone that dominates the acreage. B, the extraordinary and exceptional situation or condition on the property that is stated as a reason for the proposed variance is not self-imposed. We've, as mentioned, have discovered that the platting of Elkhorn has limited our setback to the middle of Elkhorn Street. C, the proposed variance complies with the purpose and intent of the standard to be varied and generally observes the spirit of the zoning regulations. We find the intent of setbacks is to keep privacy and separation between uses and structures, and that the proposed variance encroaches only toward Elkhorn Street, which does comply with the purpose and intent of the standard that is being requested to be varied. Excuse me. D, the proposed variance will not substantially impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent property. And we find that the proposed variance does not encroach on the neighboring residential lots and has been approved by the Elkhorn Ranch HOA. Both Elbert County Road and Bridge and IREA have no concerns about the variance affecting the subject of their respective oversight. And E, the proposed variance is the minimum variance that will afford relief with the least modification possible of the zoning regulations. And we agree that the proposal is a minimum relief to be able to appropriately site a new structure while planning for required septic and desired future structures. So staff recommends that the Board of Adjustments find that the proposal is in general conformance with the Elbert County Comprehensive Plan, that the proposal meet the criteria commonly associated with variance requests, the Elbert County subdivision regulations are not applicable to the application, that the proposal is compatible with existing and allowable land uses in the surrounding area, and that the proposal will not result in significant impact to the health, safety, and welfare of the residents and landowners of the surrounding area. So in consideration of the criteria set forth in the Elbert County zoning regulations, and as we understand it, that there are no objections from other governing bodies, the recommendation of Community and Development Services is that the Board of Adjustments approve the major variance for Horner VA-21-0014 to allow for a 55-foot front setback instead of the standard 100-foot front RA1 setbacks on the property located at 2396 Elkhorn Street in Parker, subject to the following conditions. The sole condition being that the applicant will be required to remove the public hearing sign within 7 days of a decision by the Board of Adjustments. So the staff recommends the Board of County Commissioners approve the major variance for Horner VA-21-0014, subject to conditions. Thank you.
Would the applicant like to come forward, please? Do you have any other comments or suggestions, or?
I do not. I think she covered it very well. I know it, we staked out the house out there, where we would plan to build it. And by moving it back to following all the guidelines, it falls off the embankment and into more of a floodplain area. So it is very restricting, and that's why we were asking for the variance. So and she did a great job covering it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any public comment? We got a crowd. Is there any public comment? There being none, that portion of it's closed. Do you have? Okay. I guess one question I have is, you're in a community. Has the community voiced any opposition?
Pardon?
Neighbors?
Excuse me?
Has there been any local negative comments on this that people called you and said, don't do it?
No. What we've,
Okay.
we contacted the neighbors originally. That is adjacent to the property, and they were full support of it. And everything else would have been through public record.
Appreciate that.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion, we approve Horner Major Variance VA-21-0014.
Second, may I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
I'll make a motion that we close Horner Major Variance VA-21-0014.
second, may I have a vote?
Aye.
Okay, what's next? Yeah. Oh, there was one other question you mentioned to me this morning, I think it was, is that we need to mention the continuance for another application, and there was a notification problem or something.
Correct, sir. It has come to staff's attention. There was another item that was noticed that was supposed to be on today's agenda. Through a staff error, it did not make it onto the agenda. So this is the Jubilee rezone, RZ-21-0015. So we need to continue it to a date certain of the next meeting, May 12th.
Is that all right with you, Commissioner?
Yeah. I'll, I guess, make a motion that we continue the RZs at 21-0125.
Second, may I have a vote? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, then Running Creek Manor is the next one?
Yes, sir, and this is just a request for recordation extension for Running Creek Manor SUR. case number SU-19-0047. And the requested extension is due to both COVID and the required condition that Connie Nelson get water augmentation plan for her project. And she is in the midst of working on her augmentation plan. It's just taking a while. So she'd like to request a 6-month extension for that recordation.
I'll make a motion, we approve the request for a 6-month extension to Running Creek Manor, SUR, SU-19-0047.
Second, may I have a vote?
Do you
Aye.
want a public comment?
That's true. I messed up. I'm an amateur at this. Do I have any public comment? Do I have any public comment? There being none, that is closed.
I vote yay.
Yay, yes.
All right, and I'll make a motion to close the Rhine Creek Manor, SUR, SU-19-0047.
Second, may I have a vote?
Aye.
May I have a
I'll make a
Motion to
motion,
adjourn.
we adjourn at this time.
second? May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.